Can you guys imagine where the LA Kings would be right now if they had Jeff Carter for the entire season? He's been back for 17 games. He has 13 goals. 13. And guess how many of them he got tonight? 3. Oh, yeah. Hat trick for Jeff Carter, baby. Oh, so exciting. In a weird twist of numberings and statistics, Kopitar got his 35th goal of the season, which is a career high. The Kings won 35 faceoffs and attempted 35 shots on net. I don't know what that is. Darcy Kemper was in net for Arizona and he was 35. There's seriously a weird kind of vibe going on with that number. But 3 goals from Carter, that's the 3 that's important. Was not an easy road to get there. The Kings gave up the first goal because that's what the Kings do, apparently. So it's the first of a back-to-back, and tomorrow night is the Ducks, and that is the big 4-point game that will determine where, if at all, the Kings fall in the playoff picture. So obviously they're going to play quick tomorrow night. So we got Campbell in net, and our poor ex-backup, Darcy Kemper, whom I love and adore, and did a hell of a job keeping the Kings off the scoreboard. Now, in the first period, he really didn't have to do that much. The Kings, again, forgot to wake up for the first period and just leaves me, like, screaming and my head baffling, and it just drives me crazy because there were only 4 games left. Okay, so tonight's game, Arizona, Kemper versus Campbell, while Quick, very, meta Inception-like, sits back there and watches his 2 backups battle. Like I said, we gave up the first goal. It was one of those, I don't really know how it happened kind of goals. Like, really wish we got that goal back kind of thing. Please play some defense in front of a goaltender that's a little shaky. Yeah, okay. So we're down to 1-0. Par for the course, I guess, at this point. Kind of whatever, but please stop that and seriously play a first period. Tyler Toffoli got a penalty, and you're just like, are you trying to kill me? Like, what? Why? Why can't you play first period? I don't understand. This makes no sense. But with 27 seconds to go, Jeff Carter redirects a Derek Forbort shot. Damn, what a nice shot that was. That was incredible. And exactly what the Kings needed to pick up their game and go into the second with a little bit more energy. It's one thing to give up to the first goal, but to kind of not get it back by the end of the first against a team that's been statistically eliminated from the playoffs like 2-3 weeks ago, it's a little embarrassing. That is not to say that Arizona has not picked up of late. They beat Vegas and Nashville in their recent road trip, and they're in the last game of a 6-game road trip, which just means that the Kings shouldn't have had a hard time, but it's one of those kind of trap games where they do that. So tied at the end of the first was big. Then, of course, kind of early into the second, they give up another one. I blame whoever did not have this guy standing right on the doorstep with the rebound. There are like 4 Kings around Domi, and he just flicks it up, and it's over, and it's in the back of the net, and okay. Time to get that one back. Except it was really time to start the scuffles after the net portion of the game, where Arizona decided that being ahead 2-1 meant they could start chipping away at our players. Shen leveled Toffoli. I mean, leveled on the ground. Toffoli manages to get back up, and Shen just levels him again. Gets straight back up, and bam, right back down. So Cliffy comes on, and he starts kind of picking the fight there. None of this actually comes to blows or anything. There's no roughing minors. There's no major penalties. It's just there's a chippiness in the air, and the players are just getting a little feisty towards each other. Kopitar is high-sticked, and I swear there's blood. Like, he keeps checking his nose like 2 or 3 times. And as far as I can tell, that was not the call. There was maybe a couple of plays later when there was actually a call for interference. The whole sequence was a little odd. So anyway, we get a power play, and we score on it. Thanks again, Jeff Carter. After, I'm not kidding, 3 legit attempts by Phaneuf where it was the exact same play. Like, Phaneuf would shoot it, and it makes no sense that it doesn't go in. Like, Jedi forces are keeping it out, and Doughty ends up with the rebound, and there's a lot of open ice because it's the PK, and they're positioned in the wrong way, and he shoots it back across to Phaneuf, who takes it. It was like it was a very bizarre little sequence, but finally Jeff Carter is there at the front of the net to tip in the seconds. So that's 2, and we're tied. And then Tanner Pearson gets high-sticked for real and actually draws blood, and so there's a 4-minute penalty with 3.5-ish minutes to go in the second period. Which the Kings then proceed to do absolutely nothing with. Like, nothing. Like, actually, Arizona almost had the best attempt at that on the rush, but luckily Phaneuf is just as good at protecting the neutral zone as he is shooting those pucks there. So the Kings were spared, and they came into the third period where they still have the best goal differential in the league for a reason, because that's about the time where they've realized they have to start waking up and playing hockey. Whew. So we get into the third, complete waste of the 37 seconds or whatever they have. Like, didn't even notice we had a power play to the beginning of the period. But then the Kings really start picking up steam. Things are going much, much better for them. There are more shots on goal. There are more hits. They're outshooting them. They actually started out being outshot like 8-3 or something. And so we steadily ended up, 22-14 and, 27-19. And so things are going in the Kings' favor. Kemper is doing everything he can. The Brown, Kopitar, I follow line once again doing everything they can on the ice. Unfortunately, except get a puck in the net. But just doing fantastic work all over the place and really making Kemper stand on his head. But again, it's Jeff Carter who finally makes the breakthrough. And it's after several attempts, he had a breakaway that, again, like, how is it not in the net? I don't understand. And then Toffoli had a shot right after that just, again, makes no sense. There were so many. I was so worried that it was going to end up being one of those, oh, dear God, all of those chances that we didn't get are going to come bite us in the ass. But Jeff Carter, front of the net, gorgeous, gorgeous shot. His hat trick. Hats all over the ice. Crowd going wild. Standing ovation for Jeff Carter. Whew. And it's as the game is ticked down enough where you were really starting to get worried, because Thompson had a penalty about halfway through the third period where we're like, oh God, this is going to be bad. This is okay, I can't watch this, oh my God. So there's maybe like 4 minutes left. Carter gets the hat trick. We're so high and elated off the hat trick that by the time we started play again, we have forgotten that there's still 4 minutes to play, and that is enough time for the Coyotes to try and come back. And they did attempt. They pulled Kemper, and then the Kings just absolutely could not get the empty net. But then with 1.5 minutes left to go, there's a penalty on Arizona. So that's looking good. That evens it up. I still figure that they're going to get down to the King zone and pull him and have a 5-on-5 with no goaltender. But it never quite gets to that, because you're thinking we're kind of almost home free here with this penalty. That's definitely going to help. 40 seconds left. Kempe in the neutral zone takes a penalty, and so it's 4-on-4. Please, dear God, don't go to overtime. Please don't go to overtime. This is killing my nerves enough as it is. There are not enough games left for the Kings to not pull this off. Losing is not an option for now. Maybe in the last game we'll be able to have a home free, but until we play the Ducks tomorrow, I feel safe and secure in no way, unsafe at any speed. So Arizona calls a timeout, and I'm like, great, 30 more seconds that I can just have my heart palpitations over here. Fantastic. We get back on the ice. Things are really, really tense for the whole 40 seconds until Kopitar finally, with 1.6 seconds to go, gets the empty net, and oh, thank God. 4-2 makes the game sound way more convincing than it was. Yeah, the Kings came out there in the end. The third period was a lot better, but there were just so many chances they couldn't capitalize on because of Kemper, and so many times where the Coyotes could have taken the game away. So credit to the Kings for not letting that happen and for sticking with it. And I am still terrified about tomorrow's game against Anaheim. So for now, though, Kopitar, goals of his career at 35. Jeff Carter hat trick. All good things. Kings get 2 much needed points. Stay tuned, guys. Home stretch. Home stretch.